Yo, you guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here. In this one, we got a Michigan football video. We're going to be talking about the defensive roster for Michigan football next season, as Michigan is losing 7 of their 11 starters for next year. So Mike Macdonald and defensive coordinator and the whole defense has some work to do for next season, as we are losing 7 players. Going to be going over all those players as well as players that we have to look out for next year. That'll be a huge impact for Michigan's defense. Going to be getting into everything that you guys need to know about Michigan's defense and what to expect for next season, and that's all going to be in this video, so make sure you guys watch the whole entire video. If you guys are new around here, I'd really appreciate it if you could go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and other than that, let's get right into today's video. Alright, so the players that are leaving Michigan, the 7 starters are defensive back Brad Hawkins, defensive back Vincent Gray, safety Daxton Hill, and then defensive back Andre Selden is actually transferring. He wasn't a starter, but he is somebody that is leaving. And then defensive end, obviously Aiden Hutchinson. You also have defensive lineman Christopher Hinton, which would have been huge to get back, but he is going. And then linebacker Josh Ross, and obviously outside linebacker David Ojabo. Those were all players this season that really helped this defense and are going to be huge to miss next season. But we also do have a lot of other players on the roster that can step up next season. Mike Macdonald has actually done a very good job of rotating players in this season. If you guys did not realize that or catch it, Mike Macdonald did a really good job of rotating younger players in and just players getting playing time just in case of injuries and stuff. So he did a very good job last season, or this last season. So that'll definitely help a lot. But yeah, so these are some players to look out for. For the secondary, you obviously have DJ Turner, who is going to come back. He was just all over the place. He was actually a junior. Like I said, he did very good this last season. So here was his stats. He had 26 solo tackles, 7 assist tackles, 7 passes defended, and then obviously 2 interceptions. 1 was a pick 6. He did very well, like I said, and he's going to be a huge piece to our secondary next season, as well as defensive back RJ Moten. He was only a sophomore this season, so he was also another player that was very good. He had 28 solo tackles, 7 assist tackles, 3 passes defended, and then he also had 1 interception. That 1 interception was against Michigan State on the first drive of the game, if you guys remember that. So he is going to be very good as well. Very glad to have him, an experienced player, so should be good in the secondary. Another guy that is in the same class as him, he was a sophomore last season, and also just going forward, by last season I'm meaning the 2021 season. So yeah, he was a sophomore in the 2021 season. But yeah, he didn't play that much, but he did have 3 solo tackles, 3 assist tackles, and that's really it. That was actually in 2020, excuse me. In 2021, he had two solo tackles. So he's obviously not, he wasn't that huge last season, but he did play safety against Western Michigan. He also played or contributed in special teams this last season and played safety against Iowa, I'm pretty sure. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all the stats for Makari Page. So yeah, Makari Page, younger player. We'll see if he gets some playing time, but that he is actually out of West Bloomfield. Was a 4-star, so look out for him just to see him contribute or something. However, it is going to be hard to keep fight for playing time, as you got freshman defensive back Rod Moore. He is a freshman. He had a very good game against Ohio State, and for a freshman he did very well this season. He also actually did get a start against Georgia, and he usually plays safety. So yeah, he had 22 solo tackles, 11 assist tackles, 1 pass defended, and that's pretty much all the stats he had. But he is going to be very good. He's only a freshman, so he's going to be a sophomore next season. He should be good. Another guy to look out for is Jamon Green. He was actually a senior this past year, but he can come back for next season. He had 14 solo tackles this season, 8 assist tackles, 1 pass defended. He also had 1 interception. He actually played really well as well. So DJ Turner and Jamon Green could both be starters next season, so we'll see. But yeah, DJ Turner, obviously he started this season in games. But yeah, Jamon Green will also be a huge factor in that secondary. And we also got some recruits coming in. Obviously, 5-star cornerback Will Johnson. He might even be starting as well if he does really good. So yeah, you never know. 5-star cornerback Will Johnson, he could be starting next season and could be a huge key to the defense. And then also a couple other recruits that are coming in the 2022 recruiting class is 4-star Keon Sabb. He is a safety, and also 4-star safety Zeke Berry. Both of them could have a factor in next year as well, so keep a lookout on those guys. Those guys are all very good. Will Johnson, Keon Sabb, and Zeke Berry in the secondary as freshmen next season could be very key for Michigan. Alright, so that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover on the secondary. Now we go on the defensive line and also linebackers as well. We're going to start with defensive end. Obviously, Aiden Hutchinson going to be a huge loss. Him and Ojabo. We'll get to Ojabo later at the linebacker positions. But yeah, Hutchinson is going to be a huge miss, and as well as defensive lineman Christopher Hitton also are both entering the NFL draft. So we'll start with a couple players here that could be factors on the defensive line. First, starting with he will be a senior next year. His name is Mike Morris. Obviously, he did pretty decent this year. He had 7 solo tackles. He also had 9 assist tackles. He also had 1 pass defended, and then also half a sack. Yeah. He also had 1 interception this season. I'm not really sure where that interception came from. I'm not sure which game it came from this season, but he did have an interception. So yeah, Mike Morris, definitely keep an eye out on him. He will be good, and he got some playing time. He has experience on the field, so look out for him on the defensive line. Another guy who is a huge player to come back next season, for his 5th year back next season, he will be coming back, is defensive end Taylor Upshaw. He actually had 6 solo tackles and 1 assisted tackle. He also had 2.5 sacks. Now, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that he was dealing with some injuries, but he's gonna need to step it up. He's experienced, and so yeah, watch out for Taylor Upshaw, another experienced guy to help us out on the defensive line next season. Another defensive lineman is Maisie Smith, and he did really well this season. He had 15 solo tackles, 22 assisted tackles, and 3 passes defended. He's gonna be very good. He will be a senior next season, but yeah, look out for him. He also has experience, and gonna need guys like him to step up. But yeah, Maisie Smith, watch out for him as well. He should be good next season. Another guy that is actually a lot of people probably haven't heard his name, but he is Braden McGregor. He had 4 solo tackles and 1 assisted tackle. He didn't play much because he did get injured, but he was a highly recruited player. He actually suffered a torn MCL, PCL, and meniscus in his right knee this season, so hopefully, he should be healthy. But yeah, look out for Braden McGregor. He could be a good player and a key player for next season. Like I said, he was a highly recruited player. So yeah, Braden McGregor, defensive lineman. Look out for him, as he should be pretty good next season for us, as long as he stays healthy, of course. Hopefully he is all good and healthy to play next season. Then obviously you guys know defensive lineman Rashawn Benny. We stole him from Michigan State as a recruit. He was just a freshman this season, so we didn't really see that much playing time. However, now it will be his sophomore season next season, so we'll see if he gets any playing time. But that's another player to keep a lookout for, just in case if he wins over somebody a starting job or just gets some playing time. So yeah, look out for Rashawn Benny next season. Another guy who played very well in the 2021 season was Donovan Jeter. He had 12 solo tackles, 12 assist tackles. He had 2 passes defended. He played really well, and he should be good next season as well. He should be a starter next season on the defensive line. Another guy to keep an eye out is also Chris Jenkins. He did not really do that much this season, but I think he could, contribute a little bit next season. He was only a sophomore this year, so he'll be a junior next season. But yeah, Chris Jenkins, he was a pretty young player this season, so he can, contribute next season. I think that's all for defensive line. Also we got a recruit coming in, 4-star defensive lineman Derek Moore. He's been doing very, very good. He had a good senior season. He's also been doing good in the All-American games and everything. Was actually named the All-American game MVP. So watch out for him coming in. He's going to be a freshman. He could also contribute to this defensive line. Moving on to linebackers, we lost obviously linebacker Josh Ross and outside linebacker David Ojabo. Obviously Ojabo and Hutchinson, one of the best two pass rushers in Michigan football history, with Hutchinson breaking the all-time sack season leader, and then David Ojabo was not far behind him. But a couple players here, linebacker Michael Barrett, linebacker Junior Colson, and linebacker Nikai Hill-Green. Now, Junior Colson was only a freshman this season, so he's going to be very good. He contributed very, very well this season, so he could be a starter next season. Then Michael Barrett, pretty sure he will be a 5th-year senior if I'm not mistaken. And then Nikai Hill-Green was a sophomore this last season, so he will be a junior next season. And I know this video is getting long, so I'm pretty sure that will pretty much wrap everything up. We do got some linebackers like Jimmy Rolder coming in as a linebacker, 4-star I'm pretty sure. So but yeah, Michael Barrett, Junior Colson, Nikai Hill-Green should be very good next season. All are very good players. I think if I were to guess, Junior Colson and Nikai Hill-Green would be the starters at linebacker, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna wrap up today's video. Pretty sure I touched up on everything, and that is all the players that need to be replaced. 7 out of 11 starters. So Mike McDonald, like I said though, he has rotated in a lot of players this season. So I think our defense should be pretty good next season, even though we are losing 7 of our 11 players. I don't think it'll be as good as this year's defense, but I think they do have the potential to do just as good, I think, especially with the talent coming in, the recruiting class. We have a very good secondary class coming in with obviously 5-star cornerback Will Johnson, also Keon Sebb and Zeke Berry. So we have a good recruiting class. But yeah, those are all the players and everything that the key players that need to step up next season. So hope you guys did enjoy this one. If you did, please drop a like, subscribe for more, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We will see you guys in the next video. Peace.